Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 810th battle that I've put onto our YouTube channel. Now, this is the first type of this battle type we have ever put on our channel, and that's because this, get ready for this, is a 3v4. Okay, so Sunday night when we played a Barbarian Invasion, okay, we couldn't quite get an 8th player to join us, so we decided to do a 3v4. So our team are the 3, and we're up against 4 full armies. Now the rules we play on Barbarian Invasion is 8 cavalry max, okay, 2 horse archers max, 2 berserkers max, and no artillery or elephants. Okay, now we play for 120,000. Alright, so the 3 of us have divided 120,000 between the 3 of us. We get 40,000 each, so we can upgrade our armies a lot. But the other team with the 4 armies, they get 30,000 each. So yeah, we've got more money to upgrade our troops, but they get an extra whole army against us. Okay, so we are team 1, we're the 3, and we're up against 4 really good players. Okay, so as I say, this is the first time we've ever put a battle like this on our YouTube channel. After 810 battles, this is the first type, a 3v4, okay? And this battle was fought, as you know, on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map here, where you can fight out in the open plains if you want to, or as we said before, you can hide your troops in the woods and spring those nasty ambushes. And of course, if you bring barbarian troops, you get the winter bonus. Plus, if you fight in the woods, you get the woods bonus as well. So there's a lot going for this map, and that's why I kind of think it's my favourite map, really, to be honest. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu. Now, Mantu's got 12 infantry, 2 berserkers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 2 berserkers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, let's have a quick look at couple of his units there. You'll see most of his army are chosen axemen there, and if you look at those axes, they're effective against armor, so they can cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman infantry. Make no mistake, they are quite devastating infantry. And then you've got the golden band infantry, and you can see why they're called the golden band. Can you see the golden band belt around their waist? That's why they're called gold band infantry, and these are elite infantry as well. Okay, so but I think that most of his army are chosen axemen there. Quick look at his cavalry there, and he's gone for the Burgundian lancers, fully upgraded, of course, because we got that extra money. Okay, now this is good. These Burgundian lancers are heavy cavalry, as you can see, but they've got the speed of light cavalry. Okay, so they're fast moving heavy cavalry. So they're very, very nice cavalry to use there. It's always nice to have fast moving units, and of course you've got the weight of heavy cavalry when you charge into enemy troops there. Okay, so that's Mantu's Burgundi army there. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Spark, and he's got the Roman Eastern Empire there. Now he's got 6 archers, 8 infantry, and 6 cavalry. Okay, so have a quick look at his units there. You'll see there that he's got the comitatenses there, which are eagle units. Okay, so he's got 8 comitatensis units there. So that's, just think of the morale there. That's all morale boosting units there that he's got. And then he's got his Eastern archers there. If you look at the armour that they're wearing, they've got great defence. They're long range and really elite archers there. Okay, so he's got comitatenses, the Eastern archers, long-range Eastern archers, and then he's gone for the cavalry that he's chosen. He's gone for the Scola Palatina cavalry, and if you notice the upgrades, fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. There's a close-up of them there. They're elite cavalry. And of course, as I say, the 3 of us have got extra money to upgrade our troops there, but the enemy have got an extra whole army to fight us there. So that was Spark's Roman army. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought the Romano British faction there. Now I've got 10 infantry, 3 archers, 6 cavalry, and a religious unit. Okay, so there's my infantry there. As I say, fully upgraded, if you count the upgrades there, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now these guys can throw pilots. Can you see them carrying pilots in their shield hand there? So they're missile troops. They can throw 3 pilots each into the enemy troops there. So, and these are solid infantry as well. You'd be quite surprised. I think this is one of my favourite factions, a Romano British faction. Okay, now they're archers. If you notice there, no armor. Can you see they just wear cloth clothes there? So their defense is pretty poor, and they're only mid-range archers. So really, they're not very good, really. Just mid-range archers with low defense there. So that's one of the Achilles heels of this faction there. If you notice here, I've bought a monk unit here. Okay, and that is to increase the morale. Now remember, both on RTW and Barbarian Invasion, morale is very important, but it seems in Barbarian Invasion, morale is even more important. So to bring a morale boosting religious unit is a good tactical move. Obviously, the more morale your troops have got, the longer they'll fight, and you'll avoid mass routs. So that's why I bring a religious unit in this army. And just to have a quick look at my cavalry here. Now these are elite cavalry. These are Grail Knights. Look at the numbers. Can you see they've only got 32? Most cavalry units in this game have got 54, but these guys have only got 32 because of their elite specifications there. I think with just gold shield, gold attack on, they've got something like a 32 defense. But, of course, these guys are fully upgraded there, so they got more like a 35 defense there. So that's my Romano British army. So there's our 3 armies there. Okay, as I say, we've got 120,000 each. Sorry, 120,000 per team. So with our 3, we've got 40,000 each to upgrade our troops. But the enemy team have only got 30,000, but they got a whole extra army. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Madking with the Sassanid faction. This is his faction of choice. He's got 8 Sogdian warriors, 4 archers and 8 cavalry. And as I say, when we play Barbarian Invasion, this is Madking's faction of choice. So he's got very good with it there. Just have a look at a few of his units there. You'll see he's got his Sogdian warriors. Now, if you look closely, you'll see they're carrying those maces, and those are effective against armor maces. And make no mistake, this infantry is pretty solid infantry there. And with those effective against armor maces, they are quite a formidable force to fight. Now, unusually here, he's bought armoured camels there. Can you see our armoured camel riders? Now, it's unusual to bring them on a winter battlefield, but they do bring fear to enemy cavalry. Okay, so of course any unit that brings fear there takes morale away from the enemy cavalry. But these are the real strength of the Sassanids, the cataphracts here. Now we've just gold shield, gold attack on. They got a massive 35 defense, and get ready for this, they got a huge 9 charge bonus. Now remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration that a unit can do to enemy troops. So most cavalry in this game have got a 5 or 6 charge bonus. These guys have got a 9 charge bonus. And look how they're armoured from head to toe. We call these guys the tanks of the Barbarian Invasion world there. Now if you look over here, he's got 2 horse archer units there, but these are not normal horse archer units. These are the Clibanarii Immortals. Okay, and if you notice there's only 25 of them in a unit. And these guys have got 2 hit points. I think they've got 30, just with gold shield, gold attack on, they've got 32 defense and plus 2 hit points. Archers really can't do anything. Enemy archers won't hardly touch these guys because their defense is so good. They're fast moving, but also the sting in the tail is if they get into any hand-to-hand fighting, their alt attack weapon is an effective against armor mace. Okay, so they're fast moving. They can be a real nuisance to enemy troops because they're horse archers there. But if they do get caught by enemy cavalry or infantry, they just alt attack and they use their effective against armor maces. So these Clibanarii Immortals, really tough cavalry. And as I say, you can see that Madking's made his general unit one of the Clibanarii Immortals there. So that's, as I say, that's a tried and tested Sassanid army of Mad Kings. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Earth. Now Earth's got the Franks faction. He's got 10 Franciscan Herban axemen, 2 archers and 8 of the elite paladin cavalry. Remember, we have 8 cavalry max in Barbarian Invasion. Okay, so here you'll have a look at these guys. Say these are Franciscan Herbans. Those axes they carry are effective against armor, and also they are throwing axes. Okay, so these guys can throw 3 axes each, and then they close for the melee with their axes. But this is quite the strength of the Franks here, of the paladins. Now most cavalry in this game, as we said earlier, have got a 5 or 6 charge bonus. These guys, get ready for this, have got a 10 charge bonus. Okay, that's a massive. Remember, as we said, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration a unit can do to enemy troops. These guys have got 10 charge bonus, so that's just goes to show how formidable these elite cavalry are. Okay, and for the Franks faction, these as I say are some of the most elite cavalry in the game there. So that's Earth's army there of the Franks. He's got 2 archers. Unfortunately, the Achilles heel, if you like, of the Franks is that their archers, if you notice, there are no armor, just cloth clothes there. So their defense will be very poor, and they're only mid-range archers as well. So that's Earth's Franks army there. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member JGB, who's got the Lombardii faction. Now he has got 5 archers, 5 cavalry, and 10 infantry, including 2 berserkers. Okay, if you have a look here, you'll see he's gone for the armored, if you like, the armored archers there, the chosen archers. Now these guys have only got mid-range, but as you can see, they're well armored. So they've got good defense, but as I say, they're only mid-range there. And he's got quite a few of those. And then he's got his cavalry there. These are pretty good cavalry here. In this unit here, the Barbarian Noble Cavalry. If you look at the specifications there, especially with good upgrades, they're pretty good. But of course, he's got his 10 infantry hiding in the woods there. As I say, he's got 8 ordinary infantry and 2 berserkers there. Remember, we have 2 berserkers max in this game. And their 4th teammate, if we can find him in the woods, is Brotherhood member Barclayman with his faction of choice, which is the Saxons. Now, get ready for this, okay? Barclayman's army consists of 20 infantry units, 20 elite infantry units he's got here with his Saxon army. Now these levy spearmen here, they're 120 man units. They're quite cheap, but they throw missiles, so they can be quite deadly there. And also they're quite good at soaking up enemy missiles. That's why he's got them at the front of his battle formation. Then he's got the Saxon Hearth troops here. Now these are the real elite infantry of the Saxons amongst elite infantry, if you see what I mean. They can form a shield wall. If you look at their specifications, they are absolutely excellent infantry, these guys are. And then, of course, there's some more half troops, and then you've got the chosen axemen with their effective against armor axes. As I say, this is Barclayman's faction of choice on barbarian invasion. He's got very good with them, and his armies are pretty tough. So as I say, 20 infantry units there to face us there. So that is some formidable challenge. As we know, the Saxons infantry is some of the most elite infantry in the game. Okay, so there you are. That's the enemy's 4 armies there against our 3. You've got the Saxons there, you've got the Lombardii, you've got the Franks, and you've got the Sassanids. This should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy this 3v4. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see Mantu moving his barbarian troops into the woods there. Remember, like we talked about earlier, he's already getting the winter bonus. But if he takes his troops into the woods, he gets the woods bonus as well. So as I say, he's getting the winter bonus, and what he'd like to do is fight the enemy troops in the woods, where he gets the woods bonus as well as the winter bonus. Remember, those bonuses enhance attack and defense specifications and morale as well. But there you can see Madking bringing his Clibanarii Immortals over here. Those horse archers there. And if you notice that Mantu's got no archers, so he's got kind of nothing to kind of reply to these Clibanarii Immortal horse archers that are coming over here from Madking. So there could be a possibility here that Mantu could lose a lot of his infantry, because remember, barbarian troops are incredibly susceptible to any kind of missiles. And there you are, you can see Madking's Clibanarii Immortals there coming over. And even though Mantu's taking his units into the woods, a lot of them will hide, but there's a lot there that won't hide there. And there you are, you can see the Clibanarii Immortals there shooting arrows into these guys. There you are, you can see Mantu trying to chase after them there with those couple of axe units. But the only thing that he's going to get from that is a lot of casualties, I think, because the rate of fire from those Immortal Clibanarii is quite fast as well. And as I say, they can do a lot of damage to barbarian troops. There, he just sat there now, just shooting arrows in to poor old Mantu's infantry. Now remember, those units of Mantu's are 81 man units. So straight away you can see that they're already being reduced there from these Clibanarii immortal horse archers of Mad Kings. Make no mistake about that there. Just pause the game for a second. Now over here you'll see that unfortunately for Mantu, his general units ran into immortal Clibanarii unit. Now Mad King hasn't auto-attacked them yet, or he just auto-attacked them, because most of them are still using their bows. I think there's a couple there that have just drawn their auto-attack weapons. Look at those massive effective against armor maces there. So the best thing for Mantu to do now is pull that general unit away from those Clibanarii immortal, which he's done there. Okay, because otherwise that, to make no mistake, that general unit would have been taken out by Mad King's Clibanarii there. But as I say, those Clibanarii units are just shooting loads of arrows into Mantu's infantry. And as I say, those are 81 man units there. Okay, this one's been reduced to 72 already. This unit's been reduced to 62 and is still going down, where it's being hit by arrows. So it's lost 20 men out of this unit. A quarter of its force has already been killed by arrows there. That's how effective these Clibanarii immortals archers can be. Now over here you'll see that JGP is moving his archers forward there towards Spark's archers there. So there's going to be a bit of an archer battle going on. And you can see there I'm moving my army over a little bit more central there. So there's definitely an archer battle going on there. Let's pause the game for a second here. So you've got Spark's elite eastern archers there. Okay, they're very expensive. They're long range, very elite. But of course I've got the cheap mid-range archers there. So really what I should do is put my archers in front of Spark's archers there, because it would be better for the enemy archers to shoot my cheap mid-range archers rather than Spark's elite long-range archers, if you see what I mean. So there you are. You can see I'm moving my cheap short-range archers forward there to take the arrows. But over here, make no mistake, Mad Kings, what do they say, making hay while the sun shines here, just sat there shooting loads of arrows into poor old Mantu's infantry there. 81 man unit, the Golden Banner, reduced to 57 there. And the other archer unit there, a horse archer unit, shooting into Mantu's infantry there. Of course, Mantu didn't have any archers in his army there to reply. So his poor old infantry there is just stood there. He's trying to take them into the woods to make them hide. But if they're getting shot by arrows, they won't hide. It keeps them active. It keeps them kind of visible in the woods. And that's exactly what's happening to his infantry units there. Now, as I say, here you'll see I've moved my cheap short-range archers there to hopefully take the arrows instead of my allies' expensive archers there. You can see I'm shooting into these archer units of Earth there, because he's also shooting into poor old Mantu's infantry as well. So I'm trying to target these archers as well, try and take a bit of pressure off of Mantu's infantry there. But you'll notice here that you'll see, just show you here, can you see that Spark has moved his archers back? Because instead of shooting my cheap archers, JGP is still targeting the expensive archers of Spark there. So JGP hasn't fallen for the tactic there of shooting my cheap archers. He's still trying to target the elite archers of Spark there. So a nice tactical move there by JGP. And over here that you can see he was going to chase down that archer unit with his cavalry unit, but you can see, if you notice there, Spark's got his cavalry covering his archers there. This is a very tried and tested tactic that I noticed Spark and other RTW players use here on Barbarian Invasion as well, spreading their archers out but making sure they've got cavalry to guard their archers there. So there we go, you can see a bit of an archer battle going on there now. Just pause the game for a second here. You'll see, unfortunately, Mantu's general unit looks like it's about to be taken out by the elite paladins. Okay, so that would be very, very unfortunate for Mantu, because, as I say, barbarian troops' morale is not very good, and if he loses his general, he's going to lose his general morale bonus as well. There you are. You can see the paladins there fighting with Mantu's armoured general unit there, but make no mistake there, those paladins will take that out. But just look at the dead of Mantu's infantry there, and he caused no injury or casualties to the enemy team at all. And just look at the casualties they've taken there, just from those horse archers shooting in to them there. And as you can see there, a lot of dead. But what I'm thinking here, I wonder whether Earth is going to smash Mantu's army there with his elite paladins. I'm thinking that he's going to take out the weakened army. There you are, that's Mantu's general just been taken out. Right, here comes the paladins. They're going to smash into his army. They can bang as they smash into Mantu's army there. And look at what's happened there on impact there. Remember, the 10 charge bonus there has routed 3 of Mantu's units on impact. And just look at the casualties they've caused them. Those are 81 man units there have just been smashed by these paladins charging into them there with a 10 charge bonus. So that's what I think Earth's trying to do, is weaken them there. Now what I'm thinking here, if Madking's quick enough, he could alt attack those Clibanarii immortals and smash into the rear, if you like, of Mantu's army as well. So he's being hit from the front and the rear. Oh my gosh. Just look at, but if I was Earth now, I'd pull my cavalry out of that. He's made the most of the 10 charge bonus, but he needs to pull them out. Right, there goes the immortals charging in there. Look at them, bang, as they smash in there. Make no mistake, they'll be using their effective against armor maces there. There you are, can you see they've drawn their maces now? So that's their auto attack weapon, and they've routed one of Mantu's units as well on impact. So poor old Mantu's infantry is getting smashed and crashed from the front and the rear there. Those, as I say, the paladins' charge bonus is great, but their actual defense is only 26. So really, you need to charge them in, get the full charge bonus, and pull them out quick. Lock and load them and charge them back in again. There's Mantu, one of Mantu's units there. That may well rally, but as you can see there, a heck of a lot of Mantu's infantry has now been routed. Now I'm bringing my Grail Knights over here to try and help Mantu there. And you can see that Madking's pulled his 2 Clibanarii immortals out of the fray there. But just look at the amount of Mantu's infantry routing there, and also both of Mantu's berserkers have now been activated. Remember, if an enemy unit gets close or touches a berserker unit, it sparks it off, it activates it, and then Mantu loses all control over those 2 berserker units, and they chase after the nearest enemy unit here. But as I say, you can see my Grail Knights coming in. I'm going to try and smash into those paladin cavalry there if I can, to try and take a bit of pressure off of Mantu there. And also you'll see that Mantu's brought his cavalry out of the woods. Now he had his cavalry hiding in the woods over there, and he's just brought them out of the woods now to charge into those paladins. But my guess is, I reckon those paladins took a lot of casualties there fighting those barbarians in the woods. As I say, those barbarian troops of Mantu's got the woods bonus and the winter bonus there. So my guess is there's a lot of dead paladins in those woods as well. But there you can see my Grail Knights arriving, and you can see that Mantu's cavalry is just arriving there, and Earth's doing the right thing in backing off his cavalry there. His cavalry, I think, as I say, suffered a lot of casualties. There's a Barclayman cavalry unit there that I'm going to smash with my Grail Knights, and bang, so I charged in there. So you can see there that that unit was already being shot at with arrows there. And you can see my Grail Knights there just routed that unit. And you can see I've moved my Romano British army forward towards Earth's Frankish troops there. And you can see JGP bringing some of his cavalry over as well. Okay, but I'm moving my Romano British troops there towards the Frankish troops of Earth's there. See what happens there. You can see I've got my archers there shooting into them. Now if you notice here, you'll see that Spark was taking his army over to the left flank, but you can see that a lot of enemy troops are moving over to the right, so he's moving his army over to the right as well. Remember, it's our 3 armies against their 4 armies there. So one mistake by us and we would be in really deep trouble there, facing so many enemy troops. Okay, so as you can see there, I'm pulling my Grail Knights out of the fray there, and you can see those Franciscan Herban axemen there moving forward towards my Romano British legionnaires. Okay, now remember, those Franciscan Herban troops can throw axes at my troops. Here's a nice move by JGP. You can see using his cavalry there to chase down my archers there. Nice little move by him. He's got them in open order as well to suffer less casualties there. So as I say, there's a lot going on this right flank. Be interesting to see what Earth's going to do with those Franciscan Herban axemen there. But as I say, you can see here that the cavalry of JGP chasing down my archers. I'm going to try and counter that now with my Grail Knights. You'll see I'm moving my Grail Knights across there to try and counter those cavalry there. But as I say, here you can see those Frankish troops getting close to my Romano British troops there. Over here there you can see Mantu's got his axemen there. Probably going to put them back into the woods for the woods bonus there for if they're attacked by enemy troops. I believe that his berserkers have gone out of berserk mode now and they're hiding in the woods somewhere. So that's good. They didn't just run off somewhere. They've just kind of hiding in the woods, I believe. And over here now you'll see, as I say, the Franciscan Herban infantry there moving towards my Romano British troops. I'm going to throw some pilers into them there. You already can see my Romano British troops are throwing the pilers, loads of pilers into that one unit at the front of Earth's battle formation there. I wouldn't surprise if that unit routed. There you are, suffered so many casualties. Let the morale drop like a stone, and that unit is now routed. And if you notice there, Earth has now moved his Frankish troops back. Now where he's going to attack now, I don't know. It looks to me like Earth's in an aggressive attacking move there, what he did with his paladins there and the way he's moved his infantry forward. Okay, so just over here, just like to show you on our far left flank, you'll see that Spark has got his cavalry and some of his archers there on that far left flank, harassing and haranguing the enemy troops on that left flank there. And you can see that they've left Madking, the Sassanid general, there to try and deal with those troops of Spark there. So as I say, the rest of the enemy troops there are moving over towards our left flank there. And here you can see, I think that's at the back there, you'll see Mantu's got a couple of units that have rallied there. But you can see that Mantu is really trying to chase down that Sassanid general there. I think he got so annoyed that those horse archer units caused his infantry so many casualties there that he really got angry. He's going to try and chase them down, chase that unit down if he can. So there you can see, as I say, you can see Sparks brought his 8 Comitatensis units over towards my Romano British army there, and I think that's a good move there that we're both teamed up. There's my monks. Can you see the monks chanting there, giving morale to my troops? As I say, it's always a good idea on Barbarian Invasion, if you can, to bring a religious unit to increase your morale, a morale boosting unit. Oh, that's good news for us. Mantu has just taken out Mad King's general there, so that's taken away a general morale bonus from the enemy team, so that's good news for us. Well done to Mantu. He really persevered with that chase there with his cavalry. Remember, his cavalry is fast moving as well as that horse archer unit there as well, and he managed to catch him there. You can see that horse archer unit there. I think they took out the unit completely. I don't think there was any routing units there. Looking at them, I think they were just all taken out. I think that's the general actually there, the Sassanid general there. I think there you can see him being killed there by those Burgundian lancers, fast moving Burgundian lancers of Mantu's there. So he got a bit of revenge on that horse archer unit for causing him so many casualties. But here can you see, as I say, it looked to me like Earth is going to be really aggressive with his army. You saw what he did earlier with his paladins. He's now moving his infantry forward there, looking like he's going to try and finish off Mantu's army. Well, I'm going to move my infantry back there. Can you see I've moved my infantry back, seeing what Earth is going to do there. I'm going to let Earth get into the woods there to attack. Okay, just pause the game for a second. I'm going to let Earth attack a Mantu's army that he's got his infantry in there, and then I'm going to hit Earth in the flank with my infantry. Okay, I'm already throwing pilers in. Can you see I'm throwing pilers into his infantry already? I'm just going to let him settle into fighting Mantu's infantry there in the woods, and I know that Mantu's going to hold there with the winter and woods bonus, even if he's got reduced troops. But now can you see I'm going to charge my infantry into the flank and rear of those Frankish axemen there, those Franciscan Herban axemen there. I'm charging into the rear of them there. There you can see, pause the game for a second there, I'm going to charge into the rear so that those Franciscan Herban units are now sandwiched between Mantu's axemen and my infantry there. You can see they're throwing axes there. Can you see They're throwing their effective against armor axes into Mantu's infantry there. But as I say, you can see that Earth's infantry is now sandwiched, as I say, between Mantu's axemen and berserkers and my infantry there. And if I charge my cavalry, and you can see Mantu's cavalry, and you can see a berserker unit has been activated as well. If we all charge in to Earth's Frankish infantry there, we could take out his entire infantry there, which will be a really good bonus for us there. As I say, you can see my infantry charging in there. They're really pushing them in. You can see a berserker unit there, and then you can see my Grail Knights and Mantu's cavalry charging in there as well. Look, bang! As we both smash in to Earth's infantry there. And there you are. You can see we have routed now all of Earth's Franciscan Hurban infantry. So that's good news for us. We've taken out all of Earth's infantry. As I say, Earth was being very, very aggressive in this battle. You saw what he did with his paladins. If you look at his paladin cavalry, they are extremely battle damaged there. He lost a lot of his cavalry when he was fighting Mantu's infantry in the woods there. Well, which is not surprising really, because as I say, Mantu's troops were getting the woods and winter bonus. Over here you'll see Spark here facing the Saxon horde moving towards him there, and you can see the Sassanid infantry coming into the fray as well. Let's say over here you'll see that Spark has been harassing, haranguing and picking off individual enemy units there with his cavalry. Can you see how he's routed a couple of enemy units there as well? So he's been a nuisance to the enemy there, keeping them their eye on him. As I say, here JGP's infantry, which I think he had hiding in the woods, he's just pulled out of the woods now there, and amongst his infantry he's got his chosen axemen with their effective against armor axes, and of course the berserkers, the Lombard berserkers as well, with a big fear factor that they bring. So it'll be interesting to see what the enemy tactics are going to be here. I think the three of us have been a little bit defensive there, which I think is natural against four armies there. But as I say, really pleased there that we've managed to take out the Frankish infantry there. As I say, Earth being very, very aggressive there with his paladins and his infantry there, and we managed to kind of counter his aggression there with some good teamwork there from myself and Mantu there with their joint infantry and cavalry attacks there. Sandwiched Earth's infantry. But as I say, here you can see there that Spark is moving his infantry back, and there you'll see Mantu is making sure he's chasing down the routers. He's not going to let those routers rally and come back and bite us in the butt. He's going to chase them down and make sure that they're not going to rally there. So nice move there by Mantu. Now if you notice here, can you see unfortunately his two berserker units, because they've been activated now, look, they're going to charge for the nearest enemy unit. Okay, so these guys are just going to charge off now towards the enemy troops, and there's a good chance that Mantu's going to lose them now, because they'll just be so outnumbered by enemy troops that they may even stop, they may even come out of berserk mode. Well, one of them has, the other one's charging in there, and then all of a sudden changes its mind and charges over towards that unit there. But there's a good chance that this berserker unit will be taken out. You can see the damage that berserker unit's doing, but I just think it's going to be overrun there. And the other berserker unit got scared by the amount of enemy troops and came out of berserk mode there. But I think that one berserker unit there that went berserk has now been taken out. Let's just pause again for a second. And the other berserk, they were, let's see, broken there. It got scared of how many enemy troops it was there, so it came out of berserk mode and is now retreating back to just running away, routing there. But you can see a lot of enemy troops here approaching our troops there. You got the Sassanids, the Saxons, and of course the Burgundi troops there of JGP there as well. You can see them moving forward there towards our two armies over there. Remember, Mantu's infantry has been very battle depleted. Okay, but as I say, over here you can see that Spark has been a real nuisance with his archers and cavalry, picking off individual enemy units, keeping the enemy's eye on him here all the time instead of concentrating on what's going on in front of them, which is good from our point of view there. Okay, so you can see I've got my infantry in behind the Roman infantry there at the moment. I've got my archers there, my two cheap short range archers shooting into the enemy archers there. as they'd like to target Mantu's infantry. Remember, Mantu's barbarian troops are very, very susceptible to any kind of missiles, so archer damage there, as we saw earlier, caused them a lot of casualties. They've just hidden in the woods there, saw that unit disappear. But can you see the blue blankets on the dead horses there? That's the paladins. That's the amount of paladins that Earth lost when he was fighting in the woods there against the axemen there of Mantus. So you can see that the paladins really suffered a lot of casualties there in the woods. They're fighting those barbarian troops there. As I say, the barbarian troops had the winter bonus and they had the woods bonus there as well when the paladins attacked. So as I say, you can see Spark and myself and Mantu going into a bit of a defense mode here, seeing all those enemy troops coming towards us there. As I say, don't forget that Saxon army of Barclaymans were 20 infantry. I think he's lost a few units there. They've been picked off by Spark there, and I think he's lost a couple to Mantu as well, but still very powerful Saxon army. And here you are, there's a Sugdian warriors, so they're effective against armor maces of Mad Kings moving towards us there. And of course there's JGP's army there with his chosen axemen, those effective against armor axemen there, and the Lombard berserkers and the Night Raiders there, which also takes morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them, making them more susceptible to routing. There's the Lombard berserkers with their massive two-handed swords there. They can be very, very destructive if they get in amongst enemy troops, but it's the fear factor they bring. As I say, on Barbarian Invasion, morale is very, very important, and morale sapping troops can do a lot of damage there. Right here you'll see that the battle damaged paladins of Earth, he's moved over to the flank there, maybe looking to charge into the flank of my troops if I get engaged with enemy troops there. Remember, those paladins got that massive 10 charge bonus. Yes, they might be battle damaged, but he's still got quite a few there. They could still do a lot of damage. I've got my Grail Knights there. Make no mistake, I'm aware of those paladins there, and I will counterattack them if they try to charge into my infantry. As I say, he can see me moving my infantry over towards Spark there. Now, I don't know what Mantu's going to do. I don't know whether Mantu wants to leave his troops in the woods there for the woods bonus as well as the winter bonus, or whether he's going to pull his troops back to kind of keep up with our troops there. I'm not sure what Mantu really wants to do there. He certainly doesn't want to be exposed, I don't think, in that position to a big heavy attack. Okay, yeah, he's got both the bonuses there, the winter bonus and the woods bonus, but his troops have already been battle depleted there. Or can you see the missiles being thrown in by those levy spearmen there? Wouldn't surprise me if Mantu charged his axemen out and those levy spearmen probably beat a hasty retreat, which is what they're doing there. But you can see there that barbarian troops there really suffer a lot of casualty. I can see arrows coming in from the enemy archers there, hitting Mantu's troops there. So as I say, you can see that his units have been greatly battle damaged there. And as I say, you can see the enemy troops massing. You see my archers being chased down by one of JGP's cavalry units there. Now it'll be interesting to see how tactically and strategically the enemy team approaches this. Whether they're going to use their numbers to get round our flank one way or the other, or they're going to hit us head on. Oh, at the rear here you'll see, as I say, Spark has been a real pain in the butt to the enemy team there, making a real nuisance of himself there. As I say, making enemy units having to keep an eye on what he's doing at the rear here, tying up enemy units there so they can't be used in an aggressive way with the rest of their troops. Now you can see Mantu has brought his cavalry out of the woods as well. So you've got Mantu's and Spark's cavalry here in a very advantageous position behind the enemy infantry, if you see what I mean. So you know, if they time their cavalry charges just right, they could cause a lot of damage to enemy troops. Okay, but as I say, you can see the enemy moving forward here. They're probably talking among themselves tactically and strategically about what they're going to do to make the most of their numbers. As I say, the paladins here, I just thought for a moment here, Earth in wedge formation was thinking of charging either into my cavalry or into my infantry. Can you see the way he's moving his cavalry forward, and then he stops them and decides that whatever he was going to do, he's not going to do it anymore. And I just thought that was an unusual tactic that he was thinking there, that what he was going to do. But you can see we've moved back again, and once again you can see JGP moving his purple Burgundi troops round, looking like he's coming around our left flank there. You can see my archers, I'm still shooting into enemy troops. There's a levy spear unit there looking to come towards that unit, or a cavalry unit moving in on my archer unit there. I'm going to move that archer unit back. I don't think I've got many missiles left with my infantry. I think I've thrown most of my pilers. Once again here you can see Earth tactically and strategically moving his cavalry round at an angle there to try and get onto the flank of us there. You're going to throw in a few more missiles into that cavalry unit of JGP. The missiles that I've got left. I've still got that monk unit there, still chanting, still trying to give morale bonus to my troops. Okay, now can you see here that both Spark and myself are moving over to the left flank? And I think basically it's better for him to be on the left flank there with his elite infantry for if they do attack on that left flank, and I'll move more central. And over here, as I say, you can see Mantu still got his infantry in the woods there, because that's where ideally, obviously, like we've talked about all the way through the battle, with his woods and winter bonus there, his troops will have their attack and defense enhanced and their morale enhanced if he stays in the woods. But as you can see here, the battle's moved away from the woods a bit now, and he will be quite isolated if he stays there. So you can see my archer. Yeah, I've put an archer unit in front of my main battle formation there, and hopefully soak up any missiles at all that might be coming this way. Save my infantry being hit by any missiles there. That's why I've got that archer unit there out of skirmish mode there, so it can take any missiles, arrows and things like that. But there, can you see that the enemy look to me like they're moving their infantry round towards Spark's infantry there? And at the back there you'll see, as we said, the Sassanid cavalry there are being tied up there, having to watch Spark's and Mantu's cavalry at the rear. So they, at the moment they can't really be used. He's got to keep them there to watch the rear of his army and his allies' infantry as well. So as I say, Spark and Mantu being a real nuisance there, tying up enemy cavalry, elite enemy cavalry at that. Can you see the Sugdian warriors moving towards Spark's Roman infantry there? But I would think Spark would have his men ready to throw loads of pilers into those Sugdian warriors. Pause the game for a second. Can you see this is a good move by Barclayman? He's put a cheap levy spear unit there to soak up any missiles from Spark there, instead of those missiles going into his allies' Sugdian warriors there. So that's a nice move there by Barclayman there, putting that cheap spear unit there to soak the missiles up rather than his allies. There you can see the Saxons there moving towards my troops there, my Romano British troops. I might have a few pilers left to throw into the forward units of those Saxons, but as I say, remember the Saxon infantry are elite infantry there, especially those Hearth troops there. And there you can see that the Sassanid cavalry have been brought over here as well now at this stage of the battle. And I think the best thing for me to do, I noticed that Spark has moved his Roman army back there, which leaves my army a little bit exposed. So what I need to do now is move my infantry back there to line up with Spark's infantry there. Okay, you can see that Sassanid cavalry almost look. It looks like it's locked and loaded. It looks like Madking's got his finger on the trigger there, like a bang as he charges in. I've still got some pilers left of my units there that I've thrown in to that cavalry. Now remember there that Mad King's got some camel riders there which bring a fear factor to enemy cavalry. Now whether that's going to be a factor during the course of the battle, we'll just have to wait and see. You can see here a nice tactical move by JGP, moving his infantry and cavalry around the flank and rear of our armies there. Okay, making the most of their numbers. Remember, this is a 3v4. We were up against 4 armies here. Now here you can see that Mantu's brought his infantry out of the woods at last. Okay, and he's got his cavalry there and behind, and you've got Spark's cavalry there as well. So that's quite a formidable force there moving in on the enemy troops. Now what we could do here is maybe have a hammer and anvil attack here. If the enemy attack our infantry could be the anvil, and our cavalry charging in could be the hammer. Can you see what I mean there? Just look at the positioning of Spark's cavalry. Right, can you see Mad King's charging his Sassanid cavalry into Spark's cavalry? Look, bang! As they charge in there. You can see the paladins, Earth bringing his paladins in as well. But you've got those axemen of Mantu which are really effective against cavalry. And there you can see Mantu's fully upgraded cavalry there. Those Burgundian lats are charging in with their 10 charge bonus. Look, and bang! bang. Wouldn't surprise me if that Sassanid cavalry routed on impact. There you go. Can you see the 10 charge bonus there of those Burgundian lancers there? They're the same as the paladin with their charge bonus there, and they've routed those units. Can you see here though that can you see Mantu's cavalry? If you notice, can you see what they're saying? Intimidated by nearby enemy, and that's the camel riders. That's the effect that camels have on enemy cavalry. So there, look, can you see that? So that intimidation there is taking morale away from the enemy cavalry there. But here you can see a couple of Spartan cavalry units have already been routed there, but they probably, looking at their numbers, they will rally and come back. But the main thing is here is we've routed the elite Sassanid cavalry, and we have now got our cavalry in behind the enemy troops there, in behind the enemy infantry there. You see I'm charging my Grail Knights in there as well. So we've got Mantu's cavalry, my cavalry, and Spartan's cavalry now in behind the enemy troops. You can see there the enemy attacking us there. We've got Saxon troops attacking us, and there goes JGP has released his 2 berserkers there to go into Spark's infantry there. You can see them charging in there, and now you can see the infantry there, the Sugdian warriors and the axemen there of JGP's all charging into Spark's infantry there. You can see the paladins. Can you see the paladins there? The battle damage paladins charging in there as well. Bang! Look at the impact and penetration that cavalry unit just had there. But here you can see us bringing our cavalry over there. Now you can see my Grail Knights. I'm going to smash into the flank of those engaged infantry, attacking the front of my infantry there. Look, I'm bang! As my Grail Knights smash into those Saxon troops there. Oh my gosh, look at the impact and penetration there. And over here you'll see that JGP is attacking very, very aggressively with his Burgundi troops there, smashing into Spark's infantry there. You can see the paladins there of Earth charging in. There's the Sugdian warriors with their effective against armor maces attacking there as well. So the enemy are really being aggressive here. But the main thing for us is Mantu's got his fully upgraded Burgundi lancers there with their 10 charge bonus in behind the engaged enemy troops. That could be a massive hammer and anvil attack. Over here though you'll see that Spark and myself have charged into the engaged Saxon troops there. And that could well start a mass rout. What we're trying to do is get a mass rout going here if we can. There you are, you can see Spark's cavalry and my cavalry smashing into the enemy troops, and I can see there you can see the infantry attacking as well, and I can see Mantu's cavalry smashing into the rear of the engaged troops. There you are, you can see Spark charging more cavalry units into JGP's units there. Oh my gosh. And it looks like in this 3v4 battle our 3 armies have prevailed there against the 4 armies of the enemy team there. As I say, this is the first time I've ever put a battle like this on our YouTube channel, a 3v4, and as I say, it looks like our team has prevailed here against massive numbers there. So I'd just like to say really well done to my allies there. I thought they played really well. It was good teamwork there by 3 of us, I think, to be able to beat 4 good armies there. There you can see there's a few Saxon troops left there, still fighting there, but the vast majority of the enemy troops have mass routed now, as you can see. And if you remember here in the woods, this is where the battle really started here, with Mantu suffering massive losses from enemy archers. Then the paladins attacked. As I say, look at the blue blankets on those dead horses there. That's the paladin dead. So you can see that Earth lost a heck of a lot of cavalry there in the woods. And over here, this is where we sandwiched those Franciscan Herban axemen of the Franks there between my infantry and Mantu's infantry, and then we smashed in there with cavalry, if you remember. And over there you'll see little piles of dead there of troops, where there was a lot of archer fights going on over on the other flank there. You can see some dead archers over there. That was kind of skirmish mode over there. But the main battle, of course, was over at this part of the battle there. That's where we hit the Sassanid cavalry there with our cavalry. You can see lots of dead cavalry there, and those brightly coloured units there, that's the camels there. Look, that's where the camel riders were killed there. And as I say, most of the enemy troops have been routed. There's a couple of Saxon troops left there, but as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there with the mass rout of enemy troops there. We just need to, if you like, finish off the Saxon. There's a Saxon general there. If you notice there, I'm charging my infantry in there, trying to take out the Saxon general. You've got the Burgundian Lancer units charging in there as well. Saxon still holding there. Look, that's how tough that Saxon infantry is. Still holding even now, look. But I think I'm going to smash my Grail Knights in there as well. Here comes my Grail Knights, look. And that's probably going to finish them on impact, I would think. Bang! As those Grail Knights smash in there. And I think that's the last of the enemy troops now have been taken out. And as I say, we managed to go on to win the battle there. The first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. I thought everybody played well. They're very, very interesting. I thought 3v4, and I was surprised to get a clear victory for a 3v4. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought it might have been a bit closer than that. Remember that we had extra money to upgrade our troops, but they had an extra whole army against us, so it kind of evens it out, really, if you like. And I'd just like to say, highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Mantu with his 2,091 kills there. So well done with his Burgundi faction there. Really good kills there. Bearing in mind he suffered a lot in the woods. Well done to Madking. As I say, if we get less than 1,000 kills, I think we're a bit disappointed. So even though Madking did well, he'll be disappointed with his kills there. And I think Earth will be the same. I think he'll be disappointed with his kills, even though he was very aggressive with his Frankish troops there. Well done to JGP. He'll be disappointed as well, but he did a good flanking action. And well done to Barclayman there. Remember, he had 20 infantry units there. But as I say, they'll probably be a bit disappointed with their kills, but I thought they did well overall there. So really well done to them. And as you can see, my kills, not too bad, but if you notice, I was mostly defensive in that battle. Remember, RTW and Barbarian Invasion gives attacking, aggressive players good kills. Defending players don't usually get very good kills there. So well done to Spark, 2,062. I think getting over 2,000 kills is very, very good there. And you can see, as I say, Mantu got 2,091 kills there as well. So I thought we did quite well there. And looking at the factions there, I think it was quite an interesting battle. As I say, that's the first ever 3v4 we've put on to our channel, and I hope you enjoyed it. We play Barbarian Invasion every Sunday night. If you'd like to join us, you would be more than welcome. Okay, Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you soon.